This episode of Real Estate with Howard Drukarsh is sponsored by Souqh, Canada's real estate and home services marketplace. To learn more about Souqh, visit Souqh.ca. That's Souqh.ca. Hello and welcome to our podcast. Today's guest is Ahmer Rafiq. Ahmer is the co-founder and CEO from Souqh, an innovative online platform that connects realtors, buyers, and homeowners to mortgage brokers, lawyers, home inspectors, and real estate-related trades, providing them with a complete end-to-end home buying experience. Ahmer's background is interesting. He has a lot of experience in digital. I'm going to let him talk about it because he'll be much more experienced in all the detail. It's a great background for what he's created. And Ahmer, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me, Howard. Really appreciate it.
So let's start at the beginning. First off, what is the meaning of Souqh?
Souq actually means marketplace in a few languages such as Arabic, Hebrew, and many other languages.
I see.
And in essence, this is what we're building, a real estate and home services marketplace. So that's why we went with the word Souq.
Okay. And where did the idea, I mean, this is about your background, of course. I know that you worked with Fortune 500 companies, things like that. Where did the idea of Souq come from?
Yeah, so great question. Across my professional experience over the last 12 years, I served a lot of clients across different industries. And my main focus was really around digital transformations and ensuring that, technology can provide the support that's required to create efficiencies and deliver, incredible customer experiences. However, I was also involved in several real estate transactions over the last, 10 years, pre-construction, buying and selling. These are like personal investments and personal real estate transactions. What I had noticed every time, I went through a transaction from a consumer's perspective, it was really complicated for the consumer to go through this, journey with their realtor, then the mortgage broker, then the law firm. Everyone's using different channels of communication. Everyone's sharing and collaborating in different ways. And for the client or the home buyer or the seller, at the end of the day, the process becomes overly complicated. Lots of time you have missed attachments, people waiting on each other for really long times just to get basic information. People chasing a lot of details such as what's your lawyer's information, when will the PDI be completed, when can I do walkthroughs. So over and over as I did these transactions, I saw a consistent gap in the industry where there wasn't really one place that everyone that's engaged in the transaction could work together effectively and go through this experience in a more seamless way. And that's really how the idea started. When we, launched our initial prototype, we did a lot of product market analysis. We did a lot of focus groups, and we found that we weren't, alone in terms of the frustrations or the difficulties that a client goes through as they're going through this experience. And then the more we did this, product market analysis, we saw that this is a very common problem, and that's really what got Souqh started.
It's interesting because I spent over 30 years in the real estate business, and I completely relate to what you're saying because from when I started to now, those pain points haven't changed. I mean, technology is addressing every industry, but real estate has always been perceived as slow with technology. And I think what Souqh is doing is you found the problem, and now you've designed an opportunity to help people. And it's really helping every part of the transaction, which is not just helping the seller or the buyer, helping lawyers, helping finance people. And that probably, as an end result, will make everybody feeling better about doing what they do because it is really hard to, you mentioned all the points. It's really hard to have everybody communicating at the same time in the same place. Not easy. And Souqh will do it. So I think it's obviously addressed the problem. And so in terms of pain points, what does the Souqh platform address for professionals in the real estate industry? Because obviously your market is the real estate professional, how this can help them.
Absolutely. So I think the biggest challenge that it's addressing today is enabling these real estate professionals to provide a complete digital experience to their clients and really differentiate the way that they offer their services. We're seeing, over the last 2 years, how the pandemic has really accelerated globalization across so many different industries. And real estate is the same, where a lot of the things that were being done manually in person, we're seeing how COVID has really accelerated that digital adoption. And that's, how we are addressing a lot of the pain points for realtors. Number one, allowing them to provide that digital experience across their preferred, mortgage broker, their preferred law firm, mover, inspector, but also more importantly, being able to maintain that relationship post close.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what we hear from a lot of lawyers, as well as realtors. Once the transaction is closed, you don't really have an organic way to, maintain that relationship with your client. And I think the fact that our platform not only focuses on the real estate piece, but beyond that, everything to do with home services, it actually allows real estate professionals to remain in touch with their clients. For example, one of the realtors closed a transaction with a client on our platform, and then a few months down the road, this client actually went ahead and they installed a pool in their home. They did some renovation in their kitchen, in their bathroom. Now, the real estate professional opted to receive notifications on the client's updates. And once he saw that, he reached out to the client and said, "Hey, just noticed that, you got some renovation done in your home. It'll be great to, just give you a quick valuation of your home is worth." And things like that just help, maintain that relationship from an organic perspective, as well as enable the realtor to be able to continue advising their clients post transaction. So I think one main challenge is, how we're basically streamlining the transaction across everyone that's involved in the realtors network. But I think on top of that, realtors are becoming increasingly busier and busier every day. So the other challenge that we're solving is helping them be more efficient with their time. And the way we do that, when real estate professionals they come on the platform, we actually get them to invite their preferred network, such as the mortgage broker, the law firm, their inspectors, and others that they work with. And what we're noticing is as we streamline the transaction between all of these people through our digital concierge service, realtors are saving about 10 to 15 hours a month of their time, because our digital concierge is able to help their clients with a lot of their basic questions and first time type of first time home buyer type of questions. And this way the realtor is getting time back. They're able to oversee the transaction as it's happening with their client across different places, and that way it's helping them save time. And I think the last problem that we're also helping realtors solve is how can they sort of consolidate a lot of their technology use in an easy to use platform. Realtors are increasingly using e-signatures, video conferencing tool, virtual showing tools, showing management tools, transaction management tools, CRM tools, digital marketing tools. And the great opportunity for realtors is with Souqh, we've actually built all of these tools in one platform. So it makes it very easy for them to just, keep all of their technology use in one place, have a fixed budget if they're paying for it, and it actually helps them, reduce some of their expenses. So overall, I think the main points, Howard, we can sort of, bottom it down to helping them increase their opportunities by providing, a better and digital client experience, helping them save time, helping them save money, and one thing that is very sort of needed in the industry is helping them building their clients and their relationships. Because we're an open marketplace, we help realtors connect with buyers and sellers in a more effective manner. Because we have currently about 10,000 active users every month that are coming to our marketplace. They're looking for different type of professionals. And this way, those clients can actually connect with these real estate professionals in a very effective way, based on their preferences, based on their geographic location, based on their demographics, and they're able to essentially connect with new real estate professionals. So I would sort of say those are sort of the four main areas that we're helping real estate professionals with today.
It's interesting. One of the things that again, I recall from my experience when I was active in the business is follow up being a difficult thing for agents to know how to do. You don't want to do it too often. You don't want to let it go too long. And so, there's a traditional, send them cards on their birthday or, on various holidays. Um, but it's just kind of what everybody does. And what as you're talking about the experience with the realtor and the pool, it just made it sound like if I was a realtor and I could find out when my client was doing something where I could call up and add value. Basically,
Right.
that's the idea. Instead of just saying, Merry Christmas or Happy Easter or Happy Hanukkah or whatever, you could say, oh, you're doing a pool. Let me see if I can help you with that. And all of a sudden, the client's going, this is really after sales service. The other thing,
Absolutely.
although you didn't mention this, again, going back to my own career, relocation. When you've got a client moving to, we're talking a big city, small city here, we're talking about Toronto, and they don't know anything about the city. You could be an agent who could, in your contact list, not only have the home services people, you could have a dentist, you could have a doctor, you could have all the other things that people need when they move. So relocation could be a big win for agents who work with the relocation field as well.
Absolutely. We've actually had a few realtors look at our platform and say, "Hey, do you have someone that's, out in Muskoka? I have a client that's going to relocate. Can you refer me to someone that can help my client out?" Right. So obviously, those type of scenarios, like you mentioned, are definitely valuable because it helps the real estate professional grow their network, but it also helps them with their clients when they're moving into those locations with everything they need with them.
And it's interesting. That's a really good point, the referral side of this, because that means that if I'm an agent who uses Souqh, and I want an agent who works the same way as I do, versus just an agent, using someone in the Souqh network would be a great way to feel okay. I'm delivering my client to another really good realtor. So I think it's another a growth part of your business that can probably expand as you get more agents. So it's a good idea.
Absolutely. And we actually see this quite often where realtors give out a lot of referrals to different partners that they work with, but oftentimes they don't really know what happened with that particular referral. Did the client accept it or not? Or, how was the client's experience? With our platform, when a realtor makes a recommendation to their client for any type of real estate or home services professional, the realtor actually sees the status of those referrals. If the client actually went ahead and did any services with them, did any transactions with them, and what they're also able to share is a digital storefront for those referrals, right? So instead of just sending your client a phone number or a website, you can actually send them their digital storefront that has everything to do with their services, their ratings and reviews, their social media, and what this service provider has been up to. And this way, your client is also able to, in a very comprehensive manner, assess those referrals and opt to go with whichever one is sort of the most preferred for that client.
It's a great idea because it makes, which is the whole platform, makes life more efficient for everybody.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's, that, again, anybody who's watching this who has done one transaction, let alone years of them, will realize, what do you want? You want efficiency in this business, right? So how,
Absolutely.
so how does Souqh help connect realtors with their clients? Like, what's the main thing that it does?
Yeah, so there's two ways where realtors can connect with clients. Number one, when they're working with existing clients, they can onboard them on Souqh. This way, everything to do with their onboarding and their own transaction can actually be streamlined through our platform, and they can provide that digital experience. But apart from that, like I mentioned, Howard, we have a lot of active clients on a monthly basis, currently at 10,000, and we're planning to increase that significantly based on all of the marketing effort that we're performing. These home buyers, homeowners are actually able to look at realtors in different demographic locations, in different geographic locations, and based on different preferences, areas of specializations, really narrow down the type of realtor that meets their preferences. And this way, essentially as a lead gen tool, our marketplace is able to send leads to real estate teams. And I'll give you a quick example. Just last month, we onboarded a pretty well-known realtor. I don't want to take any names on the show, And just after onboarding their team, in a matter of 3 weeks, about 20 new clients had reached out to that particular realtor. And this way we can see that, when realtors are doing a good job in terms of showcasing their storefront, bringing on their teams, clients are able to see that. They're able to see their reviews. They're able to see what kind of services this realtor is offering, and they're able to quickly reach out to them, get in touch with them, have virtual appointments, and everything to do with even, having a coffee chat, scheduling that time with that particular realtor. Everything can be done on Souqh.
It's a great idea. Again, I think if I hadn't spent so much time in the business, I wouldn't be so excited about it. But it is a business that needed what you're offering. It needed efficiencies, and it needed simplicity, because one of the problems is it's a complicated industry, and for homeowners and for people who are just getting into the home ownership, the new buyers, new homeowners, and for sellers who haven't done anything for years, haven't sold, everything changes, right?
Right.
And this is a great way for realtors to help them. I mean, that's the ultimate goal is you're providing more value as a realtor.
Yeah. And one point I just like to add to that, again, you're definitely bang on the point where increasingly we're seeing these connections being made online. And studies show that, especially when you look at millennials, about 88% of them, when they're actually deciding to go with a realtor, they're actually going to check online to look at that, realtor's online presence, look at their reviews, look at their ratings. And once they're sort of content, then they'll actually go ahead and they'll make those transactions. And if we look at just 2021, about 47%, or the largest cohort of people that actually bought homes in 2021 were millennials. And it's only going to be increasing over the next few years, right? So having that digital presence is so important so that you can connect with the right clients, but at the same time, clients are looking for all of these details online. They're looking to go through, these digital processes, especially after COVID, to be able to, go through these processes in their life in a more effective way.
So I'm gonna just back up a bit. I wanted to comment just about the lead generation part of this business. Everybody in every business is looking for more business, and the fact that that's built in by the way you've designed Souqh, I think that'll also appeal to a lot of agents on top of all the other benefits. But let's talk about the benefits for home buyers, okay, and homeowners. What does it provide to them?
Yeah, I think for home buyers and owners, number one, it provides a one-stop shop experience. So if I'm a buyer or a seller, I can essentially just come to one platform to find all of the vetted professionals across my real estate or home services needs. Number two, I can actually transact with them. So I can find a realtor, book my showings, sign my documents. I can find a mortgage broker, go through the entire mortgage process, get my pre-qualification. I can find a law firm. Once I've closed on my home, I can actually do a full virtual closing on the platform. I can hire an inspector, pay them, get my report, and then I can pretty much hire a mover, pay the mover, move into my home. And everything to do with home services is also on the same platform. So it offers a lot of convenience, utility. And on top of that, we have something called a home history report, where everything that you've done as a homeowner with your home, it's essentially we track all of that in Souqh. So similar to your Carfax report, where all of the services, who did them, when did they do it, all of that is automatically maintained in Souqh. So your warranties, your invoices, as a homeowner, it becomes difficult over the years to keep track of all of these documents. For the homeowner's convenience, we track all of these, and it enables just to be more effective with the use of the platform. And one last sort of value proposition for home buyers and owners: it's completely free to use. They don't have to pay anything to use a platform. In fact, every time they use our platform to complete a service and pay a vendor, we actually give the consumers credit back. So, for example, if I close my home with Souqh, I paid the mover, I actually have a credit back. Now, when I move into my home and I want to get cleaning done, I can actually use that credit to pay a cleaner.
Oh, great.
And same way, every payment that you make, a certain percentage of it basically comes back to you in credits that you can continue to accrue and use for future services on the platform.
There's so many benefits. We could probably have gone on and on, but I think what we're trying to do is explain to the industry how they can benefit by being a part of what Souqh has to offer. So, and I know how busy you are because it's a busy business.
Right.
So I want to thank you for joining us today. It was a pleasure to learn about Souqh and all the fantastic features built into the system. And I just want to address to the audience, if you're interested in learning more, visit the Souqh website at Souqh.ca. That's Souqh.ca. Again, Ahmer, thank you for joining us, and we wish you
Thank
all
you.
the best.
Thank you so much.
Okay.